Hey, Men in the Bible students, I wish I could speak to each of you personally, but since that's really not possible, this is the next best way I know how to do it. It's been an incredible ride since I left CPA 2.5 years ago. And so I just wanted to tell you briefly about that incredible adventure that I've been on. A lot of it revolves around what you see here. It's the book that Lifeway is going to put out for men in April. And just the cover alone is amazing. I've heard many people say that's an amazing book cover or that's the best book cover I've ever seen. They have done just, they're doing a huge promotional on this book for the next year and a half. And here's what is just so crazy. They want this to be the next Wild at Heart book for your generation. They're marketing it for young men in the ages of 18 to 35. So I'm just kind of stunned by the whole thing. Here's the backstory, real quickly about the book. Over 3 years ago, I sat with a group, a couple of men who are really good friends of mine in the book industry, and said, "Guys, I have this idea for this book. Should I write it?" And I told them about the idea. And I was pretty, I didn't know if I could pull it off. It felt like climbing Mount Everest. And so we sat in a coffee shop downtown, and they basically told me, "No, you need to write this book, and you need to write it now." In fact, one of the guys says, "I want the manuscript on my desk in 6 months." So I just trusted them. I didn't have a book agent. I didn't have any way to know if it was going to be published or not. So I did that. I got it written. It didn't take me 6 months. It took me 2 years. It's just the hardest thing I've ever done in terms of writing. But it was such a experience writing the book. I just felt God's touches along the way. There's so many stories about that. But the way it got published is even nuttier. One of the men worked at Lifeway and sort of took it over to the publishing end of things. And basically, I didn't hear back from him for months. And I figured, they're not interested. And I got an email a year ago basically saying, "We're so sorry, your proposal got buried, end of the year stuff, we changed buildings, we'd like to take a look at it and get back with you." And 2 weeks later I got the word, "No, we want to publish your book." And y'all, that has changed everything for me. So many things are starting to happen with the ministry that I'm running now, Landmark Journey Ministries, with the website, and all of it's kind of revolved around what's going to happen with this book and the open doors that it has. So here's the stunning thing. You all are a part of this. And not only did I put you in the acknowledgments of the book, but the last chapter I opened with our story of the class going to the park and sort of entering the silence. And so y'all, a lot of the ideas, not all of them, but certainly a chunk of them were sort of, they kind of percolated in the Men in the Bible class. And I drew off of that experience to write this book. So here's the deal. What can you do? I listed on the email 3 things you can do. The first is just pre-order the book. There's a link. And Lifeway's going to make a special deal only to you, Men in the Bible students, which is you buy one, you can click a little link on the email and it takes you to a form. Fill it out with the image of the receipt of the first book you bought, and they're going to send you a second one free. And the reason they want to do this is they feel like this is a book that should not be read alone, and it should be read in the company of another man. So they want to offer that, to give it away to a friend, to read, even to read together, and to talk about. That's how committed they are to this process. So I really want you to take advantage of that and get those 2 books for the price of one. The other thing is just the link to the landing page, heroicbook.com. If you can go to it, look at it, pass it on, anybody you know, family, friends, whatever. Y'all can be a part of the groundswell in terms of word of mouth marketing for this book and promotional. That would really, really help. And the last thing I want to say is I'd just love to talk to all of you individually. And I know that's impossible, but I'm just kind of spilling over with joy and excitement about this whole thing. And I want y'all just to feel a part of it. If you are in Nashville, please give me a call. Email me. You can respond to this email that I'm sending you. And just let me know. I'd love to speak to you. You can talk to you over the phone, whatever. Anyway, I want to just open that up to you just to make those connections again. I think that's all I want to say. Thanks again for the privilege of being your teacher. It really was. And for the journey we took together in that class. And the journey continues. The adventure into manhood continues. And I hope this book will continue to be part of your experience of men in the Bible as you grow into real men. And you are. That's all for now.